hello, everyone. Good day from Kumasi. How are you, ladies? And perhaps a gentleman who is silently watching. Good day. My name is Amma Duncan. I am a corporate trainer, business coach, and founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. And I am also the hostess of Mind Your Business. Mind Your Business. For some reason, I like to dance when I say mind your business. I'm so happy today that I get to bring Mind Your Business. So it's usually a Tuesday show. Last night I couldn't bring it live, but it gave me the opportunity to think about a few things and discuss with my team. So you're going to make a few changes to Mind Your Business from April. So today is the last day, I don't know, maybe for some time, that you'll see Mind Your Business live like this. From April starts tomorrow actually. From April, Mind Your Business will be on YouTube only. On YouTube, or on our channel on YouTube, which is the Fabulous Woman Network. It will be on our YouTube channel only. It will still be on Tuesdays. If you're on my mailing list or my broadcast list, of course, I will send the link to you. But yes, so from April, we are going to give it a shot to do Mind Your Business on YouTube only. Thank you for the hearts. There's a lot happening in the environment where we are, and which makes it, we feel that by changing it, it might actually work in our favor. So we are going to try it for the next quarter. This past quarter, I mean the current one we are in, first quarter of 2021, has been amazing for us as a company. God has been good. We've gotten so many things that we've been wanting to do forever. We are actually getting them done. So I'm happy about that. So yeah, that's the new change. I mean, you still have access to the video, only that it will be on YouTube and not on Facebook and the other places that we've been sharing it. So that's the announcement for today. So for those of you who are watching me live, how are you? How are you? How you doing? As Wendy likes to say, how are you doing? Please let me know in the comments how you're doing. Look what I pressed instead of. How are you doing? Prince Marvick Ventures. Hi, how are you, Prince or Prince Marvick? Thank you, Maria. Thank you for watching. Thank you, ladies. So today's Mind Your Business is on how to test if your business idea is viable. I have introduced myself, but let me just reintroduce myself. I am Amma Duncan. I am a corporate trainer, business coach, and founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. Afi says we are fine. Good to know. Prince Marvick says blessed. Amma, I am so blessed too, and I'm so happy that you are here. Maria, fabulously blessed too. Thank you. So for the past 3 weeks, so this is the third week, I've been doing a series on really how to start your business. A number of you who are in my audience ask me this question a lot, like, I want to start my business, but I don't even know where to start. I don't know what to do. So over the last couple of weeks, I've been doing a series of activities and things that I feel, based on my experiences and the people I've been coaching, these are things that I feel if you do, even if you don't do them step by step, but if you do all of these activities, it will help you get your business starting. Okay, so this is why I feel I've been doing this. So what have I been doing since? Let's see. Today I'm actually using slides because I felt I needed to show a few pictures. So I thought, you know what, why don't you just go on ahead and then use slides. Please let me know in the comments if you can hear me all right, okay? So far, the first week I started with how to identify a business idea. If this is something you need and you haven't watched it, that was 2 weeks ago. And then last week, I did how to choose which business idea to start with. And then today I am doing how to test if your business idea is viable. So for the next, for these weeks that we are looking at, if you're looking to start your own business, or if you know somebody who wants to start their own business but are confused, this is a good place to be, to watch these videos. And I always leave the video. So even after I'm done, I will leave it. You can watch it on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Okay. Maria says you can hear us. Thank you. Precious, I am doing fabulous. Thank you, Prince Marvick. I wish I knew your real name, or maybe that's actually your name. Okay, so let's go to the slides. Because I have a slide, I really, 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 really hope I don't overtalk. Me and my overtalking. I need someone to time me. So if this is the first time here, Mind Your Business is a show that I bring on Tuesdays. Like I said, from next week, that is from April, it's going to be on YouTube only. It's a video show that I talk about business and, the different things that as businesses, especially startups or new women in business, we can do to ensure that our businesses survive and they thrive. And then, they will even be a blessing unto others, to the point that we create wealth and impact people. You see me looking here as usual, I've got my notes. So we've talked about the first few bits about what to do before you even like finding a business idea and then deciding which idea to run with. Now, the next thing is you've gotten your business idea. Now what? What do you do? So in a summary, these are the things that we are going to talk about today. First, you identify a target market to start with. And I say start with for a reason, because as you go along, the business idea itself might change, it might be pivoted, or even the target market may change. You may think, oh, these people need it, but then you actually start doing the business and realize that actually, no, these are not the people I should be targeting. So that's why I said identify a target market to start with. That's the first, one of the first. Look, these don't have to be in order. All these things I'm talking about do not have to be in order. They are all just important, okay? If you can do them in order, fine. If not, just make sure that at least at each stage in your startup's life, you do these things. So identify a target market to start with, create a product or service with the target market in mind. We want to create with our audience in mind, not with our own selves in mind. Whatever product, service, business, whatever it is you're creating, you want to create it with your target market in mind. And then also sell to them. Yes, you want to sell to them. And then finally, you want to evaluate. Prince Malvik, you are Marian. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. So I'm going to go on to the next slide. Let me see how I'm doing on time. Coolio. So on the screen now, and I hope you can see the screen clearly, Stanford University, it's one of the, I believe, Ivy League schools, right? It is. So one gentleman called David M. Kelly of a company called IDEO, IDEO, is the one who is often credited with design thinking. So this, what you can see on the screen is really the design thinking model. When I was doing my research yesterday, I realized that there's been a few tweaks to the model, but it still works. It's practical. I studied this at, I believe, Gimpa, Northwestern University, so many other places. I've taught it at different places, and it's so practical. Please, if there's any big word, like I remember seeing words like ideate and thinking they were big words, please, I'm going to do the best I can to break them down so you understand. But basically, this is a model that they have for design thinking. What is design thinking? You remember I mentioned create with your audience in mind. Whatever you are creating, create with the person you are making it for in mind, not what you feel is best. So when you are creating a product, a business, a service, anything, you want to make sure that you are thinking about the person you are doing it for. That's basically what I mean. And you use the design thinking process. It's one of the many models, but this is quite simple. That's why I chose it. Please let me know in the comments if I haven't lost you. Even if you're watching the replay, let me know in the comments. Say, Amma, you haven't lost me, or Amma, I am so lost, whichever is applicable to you. So we are going to use this model. And please, let me also say once again, This is not a linear model, as in, it is not by force that you have to start with empathize, then you go to define, then you go to ideate, then you go to prototype before you test. Actually, the system might work that you might even start testing before you empathize. If that is your story, it's fine. You may ideate first before you define. You know, there's no, I've tried it myself in my business and with other people. It is usually not linear, as in it doesn't follow from step 1 to step 5 or even 6, whatever. However, at each point in your startup's business, you may have to do all these. I keep stressing that, so don't feel the pressure to have to make sure you are following. Amma said, after empathize, you go to define, so don't give yourself that kind of pressure. Okay, so I'm going to explain these using a hypothetical company as an example. And what hypothetical company is it going to be? We are going to call this company Duncan Wellness Company. Hi, Rita. Thank you for joining. Duncan Wellness Company. So this wellness company, let's say if you've been following, you know, the first time I talked about how to identify a business idea, and then the last week I talked about how to choose which business idea to start with. So let's say that for me personally, let's say for you and I, all of us, we've decided that we want to create a wellness company that is that will help corporate women have a healthy lifestyle. When we considered all the ideas, this was our lowest hanging fruit, a wellness company. We've just given it a hypothetical name. No, I don't own any company as of now called Duncan Wellness Company. My company is called Duncan Consulting. So this is just an example. And as you can see, my cute, beautiful face with my mohawk and a boy is showing nicely. And this picture, of course, was taken by the amazing Vera Obeying Photography. This one is small adverts. Okay. So empathize, which is one of the stages of the design thinking process. Remember, just in case I've lost you, remember we are at the point where we've decided which business idea to start with, but we don't know what to do yet. So these are some of the things you're going to do. The first thing is you empathize. Remember we said that we are focusing on corporate women, or, you know, we mentioned it, corporate women. So we want to talk to them and understand them. Understand what their problems are, understand what their pain points are, understand what their desires are. That is what we mean by empathize in this design thinking process. So for instance, because we are focusing on wellness, speaking of wellness, that one of the person whose picture is there is actually a wellness coach, Francisca. Anyway, so we are focusing on wellness, right? So let's see, Rita Kafi Agbo, for instance, we know is a corporate woman. So she is our ideal client, as in, from what we have gathered. We haven't done anything in practice yet. We are making a lot of assumptions at this point. So we are assuming that Rita is our ideal client. Even Joyce as well watching, Emanuela watching, Maria, maybe Marian, I don't know if I know Marian, but maybe you are also our ideal client. Okay, so we book an appointment with you. Please don't go looking for a woman who is away from you. Make sure that the person is, you know, available to you. It could be someone, a colleague, or somebody you know in your neighborhood, for instance, who is within your target market. Okay. So let's say in this conversation, let's say that Elsie and Francisca are actually having a conversation. Francisca is looking to start the wellness company. I hope she doesn't beat me up for just using her like that. Okay, so you go to the lady and then you start having a conversation about them. Oh, hi, madam, I am looking to design a product or a service to help professional or corporate women like yourself to stay fit. Do you mind if I can have a conversation with you? Please, so this is a conversation. You go like a student, ready to ask questions. And so then you ask them. So one of the questions, for instance, you may ask, what do you do to stay fit? And she'll probably respond and say, I wish I could exercise, but I'm always so busy. I have even paid for subscription to this gym. I've paid 3 months, but I have never stepped there. This, by the way, was my own story. So she says that, and then you're like, okay, please walk me through how your day was like, let's say yesterday. And she tells you, oh, yesterday I woke up at 4 a.m. I quickly had to make breakfast ready. I had to get my kids ready for school by 6:45 a.m. I had to drop them at school. 7:30 a.m. I had to rush, get to the office because of traffic. I was really worried. I'm always worried about traffic. Sometimes I even do my makeup in the car, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I reported to work. I managed to make it on time to 7:30, make it on time to work. When I got there, I was too busy. I hadn't even had breakfast. I was hungry. My colleagues said they were going to get some food. So I just ordered Hausa cocoa and then some kose. I had about 6 kose because I needed to be really heavy. And the Hausa cocoa was a big bottle. So I really was full. I needed to be that full for the day. Okay, so she explains that. Then she also tells you that so she worked. She had to sit for a long time because her work involved sitting. So when it was about lunch, she was super hungry and she ordered 2 bowls of kenke and some fish and pepper, with some avocado because she said that avocado is good, it's healthy. And then at 7 p.m. she closed, quickly had to go to her mom's, pick her kids and then go home. Because of traffic, she go home like 8:30. By the time she go home, she had to make the kids ready, put them to bed, prepare for the next day. 9 p.m. was the time that she had time to work. And ladies, let me know in the comments if this sounds like you, because for some of us, like this used to be like me, sometimes even later than 9 p.m. That was the time she had time to eat dinner. And she'll tell you that, oh, she even ate small jollof bipe because she was studying and she didn't have enough time to eat a full meal. And at 9, she doesn't like to eat too much. So she ate small jollof with some chicken as she was studying. And as she was studying, then she slept. Oh, by the way, she had slim tea with her jollof because she's been told that slim tea will help her reduce the belly size. She really wants to lose weight. It's just that she doesn't know how to. And, she's super busy. And you can even identify from the conversation that, yes, she's super busy. She's told you that she really, really wishes she could exercise. She will tell you, oh, maybe my doctor even says that I'm overweight and I'm getting close to obesity. I'm really worried about my body now. But at this moment, I don't even have time. I've been trying to lose weight for so long. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to do it. I don't know what to eat. Sometimes I try to, like I signed up for the gym, but I really can't do it. What is this woman doing? She's telling you her real issues. And if you can get a potential customer to tell you all these things about them, my goodness, you are walking away with gold. You are walking away with gold because they are telling you so many different problems. While your company, your new wellness company cannot solve all these problems, just be picking. You note down her problems. Don't be diagnosing and making Joyce, it as well. Don't be diagnosing and looking for solutions. This is not the point. At this point, you're just empathizing with them, trying to get them to understand. Trying to get to understand what it is they are talking about. And so after this conversation, she tells you even one of her biggest problems is that she doesn't have time to cook her own meals. She's always busy, so she has to buy. She doesn't have time to go to the gym. As she's talking, you are picking her problems. If you followed up to this point, tell me, what are some of the problems you picked from what I just read? Just type it in the comments. What are some of the problems you've picked so far? Joyce, it is well, okay. What are some of the problems you've picked? So that is number 1. Number 1 is you empathize. Let me know in the comments if you followed up to this point. What are some of the problems that the lady we are talking about has? While I go on to the next slide. The next slide says define. So we empathize, then the next thing we define. So this is where we identify the problems, what I've just asked you to do, and don't feel shy that this is social media and people will see. Look, we are all learning. Nobody knows it all. I don't know it all. You don't know it all. The person who is going to laugh at you doesn't even know it all. She or he himself. So please don't worry about it. AC Jesse, thank you so much. AC says eating late. Eating late is one of the problems. Thank you. That is one of her problems. We are at this point, we are identifying the problems or needs and desires. Oh, desires didn't come. I did this late at night. Okay. So you are going to identify one of her problems is she eats late. Okay, this is not what you are telling her. This is what you are noting down. Afi says she does not have time for herself. Thank you. Thank you for all those who are also going to be typing. So what do? We are defining. That's what you are doing now. So in my notes, these are the things I defined. She wants to work out, but she doesn't have enough time. Like Afish said, she's overweight and doesn't know what to make her reduce the weight. That's another problem I identified for her. Another problem, she desires to cook her own meals, but she's not able to, so she's unable to cook her own meals. And then she does not know what healthy meals or eating entails. Okay, that's another problem for her. Another one is she gets home tired and still has to study. That is another problem. And like I said, these are actually people's problems in real day Ghana. Gloria says, no time for self-care. Thank you very much. Yeah, right. You are all 100% correct. Let me clap for you. Okay, so we've defined her problem. Let me just pause and say what I'm doing here, I'm just sharing principles. They are practical principles. So no matter whatever business you want to go into, you can use these same principles, whether you're going to be creating a product, a service, whatever it is, you can use these same principles. And when I'm done, I'll show you how I use these same for my own businesses. Joy says she doesn't have time to work out, even though she wants to. That's it. She has the desire, but she doesn't have the time. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next slide. I think I'm doing quite well on time. May God help me. So the next slide, we talk about ideate. This was a word that I used to think was such a huge word. But ideate really means to be coming up with ideas, right? And in this case, we've identified her problems. So we are coming up with creative solutions. Remember, the defining problem and the coming up with creative solutions. This is what we do on the drawing boards, wherever we are, like in your home or wherever you are doing your planning, not necessarily in front of the customer. So you are ideating, what are some of the possible solutions we can give to this lady? And please, when you are ideating, allow yourself to come up with crazy ideas. Whatever idea comes, don't stop it. Just write it. For instance, if your idea is, okay, create time for her, create it, write it. Of course, we all know you cannot create time, but if you don't stop yourself like that, you allow your mind to think wild. And it's so important that we think wild. In this stage, think like a child. Think wild. Think like everything is possible. If you want to be an entrepreneur, you really have to have that mentality that everything is possible. It's the only way you allow your creative juices to flow. And then at the next stage, you pick what you pick your battles, you pick what you will do. So don't worry too much and say, oh, but this is not possible. This is not the time you are saying, this is not possible. For those of you in the Fabulous Woman community, I ever did a mini training on using Disney's creative strategy. I believe we talked about this. Maybe one day I'll do it again, live for everyone to see. But please, when you are ideating, so you pick each of the problem that this lady has, just propose solutions, as many solutions as you can come up with. Just block time to go through the solution. Please, this process shouldn't even take more than like within an hour, you should just go through all these, or less than. If you postpone and say, oh, I'll do it later, trust me, it might not happen. Prince Marian says, this is for me, Pa. Oh, my sister, cheers. Okay, so ideation. So let me look at what the solutions that when I was putting this down, I proposed. My company, I'm a Duncan Wellness company, can decide to teach quick workouts to do throughout the day while still going about her normal duty. So I can teach her quick things, maybe short, 5 minutes, 10 minutes. Like this morning, I worked out for 20 or 25 minutes. I have workouts that are for 1 hour. I have 10 minutes. So maybe for this particular customer that we are having, we can do quick workouts for her. Or I can encourage her to wake up 30 minutes earlier to work out at home with a video. So I can give her the video and then ask her to do her workout. Remember, this is hypothetical. I can also teach her strategies on how she can reduce weight in her normal day, because I have delved more into her lifestyle, so I can coach her, like I can offer her a coaching package. I can have healthy meals prepared for her weekly or daily, prepared and delivered to her. Because remember, one of her problems was she can't cook her own meals. She wants to, so she's always buying. She wishes she could. But then, yes, with me, she'll still be buying, but I can make them healthy for her, right? So that's another solution. Another solution is I can teach her what healthy meals mean. A lot of us really, we don't eat healthy simply because we don't know what is healthy. Sometimes we think that what we are eating is healthy until we have somebody tell us, oh, no, if you do this and this, you are actually getting it wrong. So for her problem, remember she said, her problem is she doesn't even know what healthy eating entails. So we can teach her that. Another thing is we can teach her stress management strategies. Maybe we notice that she's always stressed and we identified it as one of her problems. So we can teach her stress management strategies. If, of course, she's really willing and committed to getting to the goal she wants, then of course she will do it, right? And then another option is we can give her a weight reduction pill. I put it there. I know it's something I'll never do. But like I said, allow your creative juices to flow. Don't say, oh, no, this is not possible. Or no, this one, I can't do it. This is when you are ideating, this is not the stage to tell yourself no. Everything is a possibility. Just write all the responses. And then you choose what you can practically do as a business. You got me? Please let me know in the comments. You got me? You following me? You got me? Do you get me? Do you get me? Do you get me? Okay, I know comments delay, so I'm going to continue while I wait for your responses on whether you get me or not. Okay, the next thing or one of the other things that's really important, like I said, this is not a linear model, so it doesn't have to follow from A to B, B to C like that. It can interchange. AC says, yeah, I got you. I'm giving you a fist bump right now. Thank you, Marian. Fist bump. Okay. So, this one is a virtual fist bump. Joyce says, we got you, mom. Joyce, you and your mama. I'll still give you a fist bump. Afi, fist bump. Thank you. Okay, so I go on. The next one is a prototype. Hey, this is another word that I thought was such a huge word. Oh my God, what is prototype? Prototype really is a sample, like an early model or release just to test. Now, it doesn't have to be an actual product. As you can see, the prototype example I am showing on the screen is a picture. So it's just something that you're going to use to ask the customer. So with the prototype, you have to take it back to the customer or the potential customer and ask them, does this work for you? You know, like if it's like this. So for instance, in this prototype, let's say that the problem we decided to solve for her is to give her healthy meals, deliver them to her work or home or wherever she is on a daily basis. Now we present this prototype. So this prototype has, I don't know whether that's spinach or lettuce. I think it's spinach. So it has spinach, it has mushrooms, and it has tomatoes. Then we ask her, let's say the lady's name is Esi Jesua. Esi Jesua, please, are you okay with this? Are you okay if we deliver a bowl of salad like this with mushrooms, tomatoes, and then lettuce? This is not lettuce, spinach to you at your workplace on a daily basis. Would you be happy with such a service? So the prototype, we are just building the sample so quickly. This one, build it quickly. That's why a drawing is acceptable. If it's a service, you can do a storyboard. So for instance, if you wanted to solve her problem with time, you can do a storyboard where you're asking her to wake up earlier. Let's say if she says she wakes up at 4:30, you say, okay, wake up at 4:15. Do a 15-minute this. So you use a storyboard. You can Google storyboards to see example. So you just draw. Like this one, you don't need an artist to draw. Just you do your own drawing. You can represent a human being with a triangle. Nobody will beat you. You do a storyboard to walk her through the processes. Storyboards are good if you are providing a service. Because in this case, we are providing a product, we can draw it. So draw the product. You can also use items. You can also use things to actually mold not, if I say mold, not like 3D printing kind of mold, but just use things to create a prototype. So for instance, there's this exercise that some of you may have done already, wallet exercise. I believe it was done by the same Stanford D Lab people, or D Design, blah, blah, blah. Design Lab, I think. I hope nobody from Stanford is watching and will crucify me. So there's this wallet exercise we do in class where we give them straws, tissues, scissors, sellotape stuff to create a prototype wallet. And please, you have to do this quickly. And now, Fena, you are thinking and overthinking. Look, build it as quickly as possible. If you can, look, in class, we do this in like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I think, is long, because you want to do it quickly and then start asking the potential customer for feedback. So in this case, what we've done is we've shown our sample to our lady, and then she said, okay, maybe you should add this, or maybe you should do that, or maybe, you know. Then we get to the next point, which is also really, really important. Test. That is by showing it to them, showing it to the target market to see if they are interested, if the solution interests them. My solution didn't come in completely. So you show them the prototype that you've made. Hey, what do you think? Do you think this works for you? To get their feedback. Please, it's so important that you note down their feedback, because it's based on that you can better. Because remember, this is a prototype. Hey, my plant is dying. I have to remember to put water on it. Oh Lord, don't let my plants die. When my plants die, I feel so heartbroken. I feel like I've killed. I feel like, no, not that I've killed. I feel like I've not been responsible. Oh, it's making me sad already. I have to remember to water it. Whatever is causing it to die. God, do you know I pray for my plants? I'm like, God, please don't let it die. Sometimes I pray and they still die anyway. It is well. Okay, so I'm going to show you the process of creating and selling your MVP, or your minimum viable product. That is after we've done the testing, or it's still actually it's still part of the testing process. Or anything we do in the startup process, we are testing. Even when you are in business, you test. So like the Lean Startup book will say, even as a business that you've been in business for, let's say, 100 years, you will still be tested. You will still be testing. So the first thing you do, you remember we had the prototype, right? It was a drawing. And then we actually do, So we do the actual thing. So maybe she gave us feedback and said, oh, maybe you should add onions too. I like onions. I don't know what the yellow thing is. Add that one too. I think it looks like mangoes. So add this, add that. So this is what you made, and then you showed it to her. Then eventually, after selling this for some time, she says, oh, you know what? Add some chicken to it, add some peas or beans, add some broccoli, or I don't even know what it is I'm looking at. Add some avocado and all. Then that actually becomes a final product. So you don't just go by starting to make, but you go through a series of products to actually get to the final product. And please, like I said, this doesn't have to take 3 weeks. You can use 2 days to finish everything I've described. Don't overthink it. I beg you. Do not overthink it. Oh, Shira, thank you. Thank you. My plants won't die in Jesus' name. Amen. But Amma has to do a good job of taking care of them. I really don't know. It's cactus. I don't know what causes it to die, because some of them have survived for so long. Oh, you can't see my cactus. But sometimes too, they just die on me. And it's so heartbreaking when they die. Anyway, so I'm going to give an example of how I went through prototype to final product for one of my actual products. Okay. Breakfast with the Girls is one of our, let's say, our signature product, actually. We've been doing it since 2018. How did it start? First, I had the idea that, hey, so I remember I called I was at Golden Bean Hotel and I called one of my accountability partners. I was like, hey, I'm thinking about doing a breakfast meeting. I didn't even have a name for it, where I'll invite women, we buy breakfast, and we talk about business. What do you think? And she was like, I think that's a good idea. So that was the first thing I did. So that was a prototype. In my head, I just prototyped it and I explained. I didn't explain with a storyboard, but I walked her through how it will be. I mean, it was a bit more detailed than what I've shared. And then this was 2018. The minimum viable product, which was the first, okay, so let me read the minimum viable product definition. According to productplan.com, a minimum viable product or MVP is a product with enough features to attract early adopters or customers and validate a product idea early in the product development cycle. So this is like the first one you can actually sell. The prototype, you won't be able to sell it, but or maybe you may, but just work with me here. With the MVP, you can actually sell it. You can ship it to your target customers and ask them to give you feedback. So you actually sell it. So my MVP, I sold it. This was in 2018. We did this event at Akente. Between the time I had the idea and the time this product came up, it was like within 1 month. I marketed it. I got about 50 or 40 women into the room. It was a cute restaurant. Those of you who have been to Akente restaurants in at the Kumasi City Mall, it's a small place. So actually there were a few people who wanted to join and I couldn't take them because we were full. But I just used it to try the idea. This one was a plain breakfast, a few activities, and a lot of talking. We didn't do any panel discussion, nothing. There was no guest speaker, nothing. This was my minimum viable product. I remember I sold it for either 70 CDs or 100 CDs. I think it was 70 CDs. This was 2018. And then based on the feedback we got every year that we did it. So we did some in Accra, another one in Kumasi, and a few others. Based on that, we made it better. The very last breakfast with the girls we did before COVID strike is correct, or stroke, whichever it is, was 2019. We did this at Watch and Dine, also in Kumasi at the mall. By then it was bigger. As you can see, we had exhibitions. This is Jayana Reina. She came to do makeup. Auntie C is colored yarns. They also came to do exhibitions. We had exhibitors. We had speakers. I remember Jibodi was one of our speakers. Gwen Abdul was not able to come live, but she did a video for us. And then Marianne of Abofra World in Kumasi. So from the time that I ideated, spoke to my ideal customers, my prototype, my accountability partner was also an ideal customer. So I spoke to her. So I sort of empathized and all that, ideated and got to the prototype stage. I did the MVP up to final product. Things have changed, but I had to go through the process. If I had just sat down and said, oh, one shot, I want to just create this final product from day one, my sister, it wouldn't have worked that simply like that. Or at least for most businesses, and in my experience, it doesn't get, it's not as simple as we see it. You have to go through the process. Sometimes I know we start things and we want everybody to see it and think, oh my God, I remember this particular event. So we used to do the dinner with the girls. We actually started, our first event ever was dinner with the girls. And I remember asking for feedback in a bit to make it better. Some of the comments I heard were quite hurtful. It made me feel like I wasn't good enough, like I didn't know what I was doing. But although they were helpful, they helped me. I mean, although they were hurtful, they helped me to really design something that would be more appreciated by my target customer. Remember, like we said, design thinking is about your customer. You want to create a product or service with them in mind. Breakfast with the girls, in my mind, could be totally different from what my customers actually want. And so it's so important that when we are creating, we are thinking of the customer and asking them, this whole thing of empathizing and asking them, it's so important. Inshira, talk to your customers, those ladies you are serving and shopping for them. Yes, you may be a mother and maybe your own problem is you don't have time and all, and that's why you find the need for it. It might not be the same for your customers. So it's important. Talk to them. Call them. I remember before we set up Fab Hub, I actually booked appointments to call women and ask them about their needs before doing it. It is not just something we go and study in school and then we put it aside. We have to practice it. This is so practical. I don't know if I've talked about anything here that you think is not practical, except for the fact that I use words like MVP and all, but I've explained it. So if this is the first time you're hearing it, obviously, hopefully you understand. If you don't, let me know in the comments and let me go over it. But I really, really hope you try this. Don't just go and start the business. Some of us, we have the idea, no, let's say you want to do a boutique. In your mind, you pictured the boutique is so posh, it's beautiful, it's big, it's what, square space, and what. And then right away, you want money to go and rent a space. You want money to go and buy products and put them in there. When you've never tested the idea, no. Start with a car booth, what. Ask people, what kind of dresses do you like? Where do you take it to? Ask them. Don't just go and order things. Ask people. Don't just go and order shoes. Ask them. We sit and we assume that, oh, everybody needs shoes because I need shoes. What kind of shoes do they need? What kind of, look, I remember where I used to work when I was in corporate. One of the shoes that was so difficult to get were boots for technical guys, you know, like, what are they called? Something boots, like work boots, you know, those long boots. It was so difficult. Maybe that's what you should be focusing on. There are products that people are struggling to get, and yet we get one idea to do something and then we just want to run with it. If we spend time asking our target market questions, it will be amazing. If you can speak to 10 people, great. 15, 20, the more the better. If you are in my community, you may see that I'm always asking questions. It's because I want the solutions to be of value to you. I don't want to go and sit and then think, this will be great, and then I'm just doing it. I always ask the questions and then I test it. So usually my first product, the first one that comes is usually a test. I'm testing it. Please let me know, is this something you think is applicable? Or is Amadan Khan just sitting here and doing academic? And you're probably thinking, look, this girl should just go and find some university and lecture. Please, just give it a shot. What's the worst thing that can happen? At least you can learn in the process. And like I said, this whole process doesn't have to take so long. Trust me, depending on the product you're doing. And remember last week I mentioned, think big, start small. Think big, start small. Okay, I'm gonna go on. Please let me have some feedback from you, yeah? Okay. So now let me talk. I think I'm done. I'm done. Am I not done? Yes, according to my notes, I'm done. I'm going to wrap up. But before then, let me just let you know, me ladies, group coaching for startups is about to happen again. So as of today, I have 6 spots left. This is the program in which I help you to plan, execute, and achieve your business goal. If you're a new woman in business, or you are probably in business already, you want to start something new in the business and you need someone to brainstorm with, you need a community, you need accountability. For a lot of the people I work with, they know what they want to do. The problem is they are not committed enough. They need someone to just help them start through accountability, brainstorming. For other people, you know you want to do something, you have so many ideas, you don't know which one to start with. I can help you through this. One of the biggest values of group coaching for startups is the community. It is really the community of amazing women who will help you brainstorm, who will help you with ideas, who will support you, who will champion you, who will pray with you. So if this is something that interests you, the link is in the bio. If you're watching this on YouTube, it will be underneath. If you're watching this on Facebook, it will be in the caption. If you're watching this on Instagram, link in the bio. You can also call us on +233 24625 2330. I'm laughing because it's a different number that's on the screen, but trust me, Trust me and call +233-24625-2330 if you are interested in the group coaching for startup. Ella is Precious Nana Gold is one of my previous clients. Joyce is also one of my previous clients, and that's why they're excited. So Joyce is saying, yay. And Ella says, you need this more than you know. Take it to. Thank you, milady. So if this is something that interests you, please reach out to us. You can call or WhatsApp +233-24625-2330. And because it's online, you can be anywhere in the world and can be a part. Ella is in Belgium. Joyce is in Accra. I am in Kumasi. Some of my clients have been in the US, UK, Italy. No, where's Johanna? No, not Norway. Not Netherlands. Something. Ireland, I think, or something. So yeah, it doesn't matter where in the world you are. Yeah, the community is amazing, right? Joyce says the community is amazing. We have an amazing group of ladies, and you get to meet people like Joyce and Ella in the community, and they are very, very supportive. So if this is something that interests you, please do join. Okay, let me wrap up now. So, before I recap, just remember, like I said, the mind your business going forward after this episode. This is the last episode I'm doing live on Facebook. Going forward, it will be on YouTube. We will be showing it on YouTube, and of course, the video will always be available. You can watch the replay as many times as you need to. Okay, and please, if this has been of value to you, share it. If you're in a group on Facebook and you're allowed to share, you can share it. If you are on your own timeline on Facebook, if this has been a blessing to you and you feel there are other people who benefit from it, please share it. Let's reach more women and let's help more women, okay? So what we've talked about today, how to test if your business idea is viable. First of all, you identify the target market to start with. I didn't touch on this. God willing, next week, that is what I'm going to talk about. How to identify your target market. And I'll do this on YouTube, like I said. I'll advertise it. Just keep up with that. So first of all, identify a target market. Create your product or service with the target market in mind. Sell it to them, evaluate. That's really quickly a recap of what I have spoken about today. Thank you so much, me ladies and gentlemen who were able to join. Please do reach out to us if you need to for anything at all that we do. We have a Facebook group called the Fabulous Woman Community. I look forward to all the ladies who are joining. It's open to all of us. We talk mostly about business, but also on Wednesdays, today actually at 9 p.m. GMT, I'll be live reviewing Everything is Figure Outable. We always review a book every month. Like, I wish we could read a book a day or a book a week, but for now, we'll do a book per month, okay? While secretly, some of us do more books. So I do hope you can join us. That is our Facebook group called the Fabulous Woman Community. Hello, Vera. Thank you for joining. And for all my silent watchers, I love you. 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 Somebody sent me a message and said, if Facebook could talk. So some of you, if only Facebook could talk, I would know that you would follow me. That's why sometimes I get so surprised when I meet people who know me, because I've never seen them on my radar, but for them, they know me. So it is well. I'm just so grateful to God that I'm able to come your way and be a blessing to you. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, everyone. Guys, for those of you in the Fabulous Woman Community, I hope to see you live this evening, praying that the electricity stays on and my internet, all two different internet service providers will be available this evening, and then I'll come your way with a live. Until then, bye, toodles.